The Chicago Bears are one of 3 teams tied for first place in the NFC North. And head coach Lovie Smith has declared it's a new 6-game season. And the race to the finish begins today. Under the dome, it's the NFL on Fox. The Bears take on the 2-8 St. Louis Rams. And Lovie Smith, after a long review, has put the game behind him. We'll see what transpires today. Manning returning from the 2-yard line for the Bears. And a good return by Manning, and he breaks it past the 40 and brought down near midfield. Danielle Manning stopped by Keenan Burton, the wide receiver, after a sensational 50-yard kickoff return.
Well, they had a bigger wedge here today. You're going to see the big guys come together here. Israel Adonijah in the middle, number 71. And Manning runs right off the block there. Jason McKee gets 2 good blocks on that return, and the rookie Keenan Burton saved an opening touchdown by Manning.
So the Bears will start on the Rams 49. Devin Hester lining up to the bottom of your picture at wide receiver, and the pitch to Matt Forte, and to Devin Hester on the pitch on the return. And the reverse by Hester. Big gain by the Bears and out of bounds. Well, it didn't take long for Devin Hester, who didn't return the opening kickoff, to get in the action. A 20-yard run and a great block by the quarterback, Kyle Orton.
Yeah, but watch how late this reverse came. I mean, there was 5 Ram players there. Now, there's the block you're talking about on Chris Long. That got Devin Hester to the corner.
So the Chicago Bears, the 10th top scoring team in the NFL, and a first down. And here is Forte, and Forte gets about 1 yard on the play. So Kyle Orton, very impressive record as a starter, 17-10. And the Bears have been able to score some points in this game. And of course, very impressive. Matt Forte has been everything the Bears have asked from the rookie.
Well, nobody has touched the ball more in the NFL this year than Matt Forte, both receiving and running. And for Chicago, they need to get this offense back to where it was before Kyle Orton turned his ankle against the Lions 3 weeks ago.
2nd and 9 at the 28, and 5 defensive backs for the Rams. And Orton with the pass, and it's caught by the tight end Desmond Clark, and Clark will have the first down, getting inside the 15-yard line, and a gain of 15. Let's take a look now at the Rams defense, who are dead last in scoring defense in the league, and Victor Adeyanju starting in place of Leonard Little, who tweaked a hamstring.
Will Witherspoon in the middle. In the secondary, O.J. Atogwe forced a lot of turnovers in those 2 wins that they got when Jim Haslett first took over for Scott Linehan.
First down on the 13, 2 tight ends, and here's Matt Forte inside the 5, in for the touchdown. A 13-yard burst up the middle by Matt Forte, and the Bears score quickly.
Here's going to be the big block. Right here, a little power O. There's Josh Beekman there with the big power block, and then what Matt Forte has been doing all year is breaking initial.
As we take a look at the Rams starting offense, and of course, once again, they missed running back Steven Jackson for the 5th game, and with it, Orlando Pace, the perennial Pro Bowler, not playing at left tackle, and Adam Goldberg taking his spot. Antonio Pittman, the starting running back. First down from the 24, and on an end around this time for the Rams, Donnie Avery. And the Bears smell it out perfectly, led by Alex Brown, and there'll be a loss of 5 on first play. Let's take a look at the Bears defense. Pretty good against the run. The pass defense, they need the pass rush here. And once again, Nick Roach will start for Hunter Hillemeyer at strong side backer.
And it was interesting this week, Mike Brown came out after that devastating defeat to Green Bay and said, look, we're not that special of a defense. Until we understand that, maybe we're just not going to be that good. But they are healthy, and they are looking to improve in this 6-game schedule.
2nd down and 15, and Bulger has some time, and the pass is caught by Torrey Holt. And the 32-year-old veteran close to the first down. And he may have the 15 yards. For a game break, let's check in with Kurt Menefee in Los Angeles.
You think you had a quick score. First play from scrimmage, short snap on the shotgun by Jacksonville. And Minnesota's Napoleon Harris takes it back 28 yards for the score. Vikings with a 7-0 lead quickly over the Jaguars. Back to Dick, Baldy, and Laura.
Fireworks early in this NFL season. It is a first down for the Rams. And the handoff to Antonio Pittman. And Pittman will lose some yardage, nearly 5 on the play. Dusty Dvorak, it'll be a 3-yard loss on first down.
Now this is how the Bears have been trying to play defense this year. Everybody up in the line of scrimmage. They call this mugging the line of scrimmage. Mike Brown, Urlacher, Briggs are all up there. And really what the message is to the offense is you got to have to pass the ball in order to beat us. Now teams have passed it to beat them this year, but they want to make it one-dimensional. And then they want the opposition, the offense, to think that that's the only way they're going to be able to beat them.
Second down and 13, and the swing pass to Pittman. And the Bears with great pursuit. So far, the Rams can't go wide at all. And Mike Brown, the free safety, coming on up to make the play, and a 3-yard loss. So the Rams losing on their first 2 plays after getting the first down.
And, you know, last week in that loss to Green Bay, they changed their philosophy. They backed the linebackers out. They thought they could control Green Bay's running attack with just their front 4 and their 3 linebackers off the ball, and they couldn't do it. It shocked them. They couldn't believe they couldn't do it. And so now they're going back to what works for them up in the line.
And the Rams bring in Kenneth Darby, who is the backup of Pittman. High snap, and down he goes, coming up the middle, and no chance. Adewale Ogunleye with the sack. So that's what the Bears are looking for, as they have come out inspired on both sides of the ball.
And this is a stunt by Ogunleye. He's going to come around here. These guys are going this way, and it's going to free him up in the middle. So there's a stunt there. The Rams do a bad job of picking that up.
The play was finished, so it's a first down on the 43 of the Bears. Once again, starting in terrific field position. And here's Forte up the middle and picks up about 4. Ron Bartell, the cornerback, making the play, as we check in for the first time today to Laura Oakland.
Thanks, Dick. Last week's defensive meltdown against Green Bay set off a media firestorm all week in Chicago. And we talked to the Bears' defensive leader last night because much of the criticism has been targeting Bob Babich, the defensive coordinator. We talked to Urlacher, who was defiant, saying, we do not have a coach's problem, we have a player's problem. We believe in the scheme, we believe in the system 100%. It is up to us to execute it, and they have been doing that so far.
And a first down pass to Desmond Clark into Ram territory, and a gain of 9 yards there. So Bob Babich, yes, under fire, and of course he was chosen by Lovie Smith to take over as defensive coordinator, and Brian Urlacher, who, you know, on Mike Brown's comments saying we're not as good as we used to do, he's I don't believe that. No. I think we are.
And they got to go play. You got to go play, and they got to execute and prove that.
And the pass to Jason McKee, the Bears fullback, gets to the 43-yard line, picking up 3 yards on the play. Tino Isamoa, the weak side linebacker, making the play.
You know, if you're defending the Bears, you're the Rams here today, and you look at the receiving leaders here of Chicago, I mean, there's nobody that stands out. I mean, Matt Forte leads his team in receptions. Greg Olsen is second. They can throw it to anybody on any given Sunday, and they could be the leading receiver on the team. They're not one go-to guy.
Second down and 6, and here's Forte up the middle and hit hard at the 40. Will be stopped by Tino Isamoa after a pickup of 3. And in this game, Marty Booker with a bruised knee is inactive, and Earl Bennett not playing, and Brandon Rito came up from the practice squad, number 84, could see some action at wide receiver for Chicago.
No, Dick, I was just watching Matt Forte get up off the ground after that middle run. Nobody in this league has touched the ball more than Matt Forte. 248 touches, almost 25 a game. He bounces right up off the ground like it's day one.
Devin Hester wide to the left, and the pass, the quick to Devin Hester, and he's not going to get there as the Rams defense closes the door.
Trent Green, who started the Buffalo game week 4, now back in.
First down on the 20. And Pittman picking up about 3, and let's check in with Laura.
Well, I'm standing here behind Mark Bolger right now. Officially, all they're saying it's a blow to the head, nothing more than that. They're giving him tests, which right now are just verbal tests. He has about 3 trainers on him. Everyone's just sitting here talking to him, asking him questions. Looks a little woozy, but right now that's all the information they have on him.
All right, good. Laura, thank you very much. So Trent Green, who's 22 of 42, has 2 interceptions and no touchdowns in his brief appearance this year. Looking at 2nd down and 6. Play action. Green getting the rush, and down he goes inside the 10. Couldn't get rid of the ball, and Ogunlia with his 2nd sack of this first quarter and a loss of 13.
Well, here's Adewale Ogunleye with his 2nd sack today. I mean, there's just going to be a bootleg coming out here. There's nobody to block him on the play. This is up to Trent Green just to get rid of this football, because once he brings it down, he's not going to get away from Ogunleye. And talking to Wale last night and asking him why the sack totals are down, he said, I've got to do a better job of getting back to rushing on the edge. The year before he came here, he led the AFC in sacks with the Miami Dolphins with 15, and he hasn't come near that number since he's been in Chicago.
3rd down and 20, and they'll give the ball to Kenneth Garvey, and the Bears are right there as Brian Urlacher stops in the middle, witnessing today's game. 1st down at the 37. Play action on 1st down, and Orton in trouble. Tries to get it to McKee, and the pass is incomplete, bringing up 2nd down.
Pretty good job of just Kyle Orton escaping pressure. You kind of want to see how that ankle is holding up, how much better it's getting. It's heavily taped on the outside today, but in order to avoid that pressure, protect the football and still get it out, that was a good sign that it's getting stronger.
Kyle Orton has been virtually mistake-free, and the handoff is to Matt Forte, and Forte brings it out to the 41-yard line. Not easy to bring him down. Scored his 5th touchdown rushing of the season earlier in the quarter, and he gains 4 yards.
This is the boot that Kyle Orton on the right foot wore last week in that loss to Green Bay. It's a built-in brace inside the shoe. Not wearing it this week, just going with the heavy tape job as the ankle has responded to treatment, and it is getting stronger, although he says it does still bother him to drop back. Probably can't drop back 7 steps and still throw it at this point.
3rd down and 6 at the 41. Devin Hester lines up wide to the right. An extra defender comes up to the line. And here comes the pressure and a fade to Devin Hester. He makes the catch, and Hester goes out of bounds. And it's Ron Bartell, the cornerback, and a 27-yard gain into Ram territory.
Well, there's no safeties over here, so it's just Devin Hester here one-on-one with Ron Bartell with a lot of space. And right there, bad ankle, not a bad ankle. Kyle Orton dropped that ball right out of the sky into the bucket, and it was good seeing for Devin Hester to be able to get loose like that down the field.
Great touch by Orton, who is now 5 of 6 for 54 yards. And you can see the Bears nearly 100 yards, total yards, and St. Louis minus 17. Now Hester lines up in the backfield and gets the direct snap. Devin Hester with the run. So the Bears version of the Wildcat will get them a 1st down close to the 20 and a gain of 12. They are rolling so far.
Well, everybody has to be prepared for this formation in the league right now, because everybody is putting their best athlete in that position. Down in South Florida today, Ronnie Brown will be doing it against the Patriots. Everybody's watching these tapes and seeing that you can get yards and big plays out of that formation, because it's just something that teams have not prepared for.
1st down at the 20-yard line. It's no longer just a fashionable thing. It's being used and used to success by a lot of clubs, as Orton fires to Hester, who goes out of bounds. And close to another 1st down. Hester not returning the opening kickoff today. He has 3 catches and has run twice. And the handoff to Matt Forte. Another 1st down for the Bears just outside the 6-yard line.
Well, you talk about Devin Hester, Dick, and 2 years ago, as you mentioned at the outset, that he returned 2 kickoffs for touchdowns, kind of his coming out party. And we asked him about coming back here and playing in this arena, in this dome, and he said there's just some places that's just a fast track. You know, when he was a track star, there were some tracks you just ran better times, and he felt the same thing about coming back to this place.
Kevin Jones is inactive, and Adrian Peterson is the backup running back, and this pass going to Jason McKee, who gets in for the touchdown. So the Rams' woes continue big time in the first half. Actually, the last 4 games, counting this one, and it's now 13-0.
Well, 2 Ram players covered the lead back, and Jason McKee was uncovered. So it was a pretty easy read for Kyle Orton.
And the slam pass caught by Dane Looker, and that should be another first down for the Rams, and it will be at about the 13, a pickup of 11.
Now, the Bears' pass defense has not been good this year, and part of the reason, with all these guys up here, there's a lot more room up at the top, and the throw is a lot easier for Trent Green to get that ball in on the slant.
First down at the 12. Rams trying to get back in this game. And there is Pittman, and dragged down from behind, and there'll be a loss of a couple of yards that time. And right now for a game break, let's check in again with Kurt Menefee.
Last time Patriots and Dolphins played, Dolphins scored 5 touchdowns out of the Wildcat formation. This time, a little more traditional as Chad Pennington hooks up with Greg Camarillo. Regardless, it's still a Miami touchdown and a 7-3 lead. Back to Dick, Baldy, and Laura.
How about that story, Baldy?
Well, I mean, any team that is struggling, all they have to do is look at what the Dolphins have done and said, this thing can be turned around a year if you make the right decision.
Second down and 11, and this pass unable to get to it is Donnie Avery, and so it'll be third down and 11.
Well, when you tune into the Rams these days, it's a completely different cast of characters. Trent Green now at quarterback for Bulger, who's been injured. We see Derek Stanley with the kickoff return, Donnie Avery, Keenan Burton now in the game. Different backs, Kenneth Darby picked up just a few weeks ago at running back. You got to really go over the scouting report to know who these players are when watching the Rams.
2 tight ends for the Rams on 3rd and 11. Kloffenstein goes in motion, and there goes the pressure, and Green's going to go down. No chance as Tommy Harris this time coming on in. That'll be the 3rd sack for the Bears with 10 seconds remaining, and they'll run the clock now. A loss of 8 yards, and a field goal try will be coming on.
The very basics right now, the Rams are struggling to get done. That was about a gimme of plays you can get for the Rams, Josh Brown, this season, and he missed it.
From the 30-yard line, Orton's pass, and it's caught by Matt Forte, hit by Fakir Brown. And Forte, the leading receiver, as we mentioned, as long as the leading rusher, as Orton with a touchdown pass. Devin Hester, and that's what he's done so far, 67 yards total yardage in the game. Pickup of 7, it'll be 2nd and 3.
Maybe taking him off the kickoff return has been a good thing. Much more productive already early in his game.
It's been an energized Bears team as Forte picks his way for the first down. And getting to the 44-yard line before Corey Chavis makes the stop. So about 8 yards on that play.
You know, you kind of wonder if Matt Forte is going to hit a wall this year, Dick, as much as he's carried the ball, received the ball. But just watching him on the last run, I mean, he does a good job here. You're going to see, the center pulling out here, and he's going to lead the way. And so when he does, he doesn't really take a shot, really hard shots here. See Olerkrug's leading the way, and he really doesn't take hard shots, and he hasn't been pounded that way.
First down at the 44, and Orton. And he goes underneath to Desmond Clark, and a minimal gain on first down.
Really, before Kyle Orton was injured a few weeks ago by Detroit, he was playing as well as any quarterback in this league. I mean, putting up the 10 touchdown passes, many of them against the Eagles, just coming on and developing. And here he is today, the healthiest he's been since that injury, and as accurate as you can be to start this game.
2nd down and 7 on the Bears 47. Bears leading 14-0. And Devin Hester lines up left, the pass going right, and a good catch by Rasheed Davis. And Davis will get the first down into Ram territory to about the 43-yard line.
You see the passes that Kyle Orton is throwing right now. It's very short passes. 3-step, maybe 5-step drops, just because the ankle really can't take the pounding of deep sets. But he's getting the ball out fast right now, and he's putting it right on the target.
Brandon Rideau, number 84, who was brought up from the practice squad, now lines up to the left. Quarterback doesn't make mistakes. He's gold as Matt Forte goes off right tackle and gets just inside the 40-yard line for a gain of about 4. And a fumble on the play at the end of the play and recovered by the Rams.
Those comments this week.
That was the first fumble of Matt Forte's career. 5-yard penalty, 1st and 15. And the slant pass is a complete to Dane Looker back to the original line of scrimmage. A shaken up Bear on the play is Alex Brown. Let's check in with Kurt Menefee for a game break in LA. Kurt.
San Francisco got inside the 5-yard line twice against Dallas, settled for 2 field goals. And the Cowboys erased that deficit quickly. Tony Romo hooking up with T.O. on a 75-yard score. It's 7-6 Cowboys. Dick and Baldy, I guess Cowboys showing some flexibility on offense.
And different uniforms as the pass is caught at the 45-yard line by Donnie Avery, the impressive second-round draft pick from Houston, and a gain of 14 and a first down.
Let's go back the play before. Alex Brown beat Adam Goldberg inside. You can see, just as a last resort, went to cut him. And he's grabbed that left ankle right away, limped off the field as a result. Mark Anderson now in the game for him at right end.
And a chance for Mark Anderson to get productive. He has had his problems the last couple of years. No sacks this year. First down on the 44 of the Bears as Antonio Pittman is knocked back. Forward progress, maybe a loss of a yard thanks to Marcus Harris.
He shouldn't even be listening to the cadence.
Second down and 15 on the Bears 49. Trent Green going up the middle, and the pass nearly intercepted. Mike Brown was there to make the play and could not hold on.
There was no timing on that route between Trent Green and Donnie Avery. Avery wasn't even looking for the ball. Really, the Bears should have had an interception here. I mean, Avery's going to come inside, run to the... I mean, that's all on Mike Brown. I mean, that's sitting right there in perfect position to come up with that interception.
Avery was the intended receiver. The Bears have 13 interceptions by 10 different players to this point. Third down and 15. And going deep for Torrey Holt. And the pass incomplete. And Nathan Vasher with him step for step. End around. Wildcat, flea flicker. Matt Forte. And there's Forte getting the direct snap, and Forte picking up about 4.5 yards on first down. Let's go back to that fake punt by the Rams.
Well, see, here's Eric Bassi out here. Now, here's Corey Graham. But this is a punt-safe formation here, so he's just going down to cover it. But as soon as the Rams recognize it, as soon as Donnie Jones recognizes it, it's an automatic fake here when nobody covers him out here. It's just a bad throw, and still Bassi has to catch this ball. They hit him right in the chest. I mean, you got to catch that. If he does, it's a first down.
Second down and 6, and here's Forte. Gets a hole off the right side. Matt Forte, and he's going to go all the way and score. Matt Forte turning it on as defenders falling off of him. Corey Chavis missed the tackle, and a 47-yard run. Second touchdown of the game for Forte.
That's just way too easy. Too many guys have an opportunity to tackle Matt Forte here. I mean, Togway there is a safety. That's his job. He got completely faked out. To go untouched up the middle football, ran for 207 yards. It's going to be a contrasting style.
Here's Pittman, high-legging it and picking up nearly 9 yards before Mike Brown makes the tackle. Well, the Rams, Trent Green in relief of the injured Mark Bulger. Antonio Pittman, well, -1 yards. We're going to call him the leader. And Dane Looker with 2 catches for 17. But the lack of tackling on the defensive end, and really, and there's Bulger on the bench. A very tough start for the Rams. 2nd down and 2, and here is Pittman. He'll get the first down. Hard charging Pittman. And Pittman, who was inactive 3 games with a broken bone in his leg, looked pretty strong there as he gets 11.
Well, the hard part for the Rams, especially if you're a young player like Antonio Pittman, is not to look at the scoreboard and not let the bad plays just compound themselves and really block that all out and just work play to play to execute. That's what's really troubled this team, and the scores have just gotten away from them so quickly because they can't do that.
First down at the Ram 45, and Pittman gets the call again, but that play really didn't develop, and a loss of 1 as the Rams led by Mark Anderson coming on over, and Nick Roach as well. You know, Baldy, with Steven Jackson on the sidelines, the Rams have lost their last 9 games, and of course he's had the thigh problem, and Jim Haslett said this week, well, you know, he was a holdout, missed 27 days in preseason. There's no question that probably contributed to him not being in the football shape he needs to be in to handle the rigors of the season. Good pass on 2nd down and 11, and it'll be a first down into Bear territory to Daniel Fells, number 46, little used by the Rams, but he gets 26 yards. Well, he's a backside tight end, and he's going straight down the seam. And Trent Green has run this offense in Kansas City and here in St. Louis before. He's very familiar with where everybody is supposed to be. And another one of those players been picked up here since the season started that you have to prepare for, that you may not know much about. First catch of the season for Fells. First down on the 29. Kenneth Darby is in at running back, but play fake, and the short pass, and it's complete to Keenan Burton. Burton, one of the young prospects, along with Donnie Abe, and gets prepared for the rigors of a 16-game schedule. 2nd down and 13. Following the penalty, and backing up is Green, and is batted in the air and drops to the ground. Brian Urlacher got his hand on it. You know, this is the other thing, Dick, is you can't let good players just walk out of your building. I mean, guys like Damian Lewis and Ryan Pickett were first-round picks here, and now starring in Carolina and Green Bay. Brandon Chiller starting in Green Bay right now. Madison Hedgecock, we'll see him later today, the lead fullback for Brandon Jacobs in that powerful running attack of the Giants. I mean, he was a very, very good player that they let go. 4 wide receivers line up for Trent Green out of the shotgun on 3rd down and 12. Pressure up the middle, the pass thrown underneath to Dane Looker, and Looker will be tackled at the 25, short of the first down by 6 yards by Kevin Payne, the strong safety end. Well, they certainly weren't in the discussion in, coming into the season, and I think part of the reason why they are is the development of Kyle Orton at quarterback. Adrian Peterson getting the call here at running back, and a good reserve to have on your team, picks up 8 yards on first down. It's funny, in talking to Brian Urlacher last night, he made special mention. We love our quarterback. He is a winning quarterback. He was his rookie year 4 years ago, and he was steadfast. He said, we're the biggest problem on the team, the defense. It's not the offense. We have to step our game up. 2nd down and 2. Here's Peterson. And the Bears will have a first down as Peterson gets the yardage, gets about 3. Winding down to 4 minutes remaining in the first half. And after the 50-yard kickoff return by Danielle Manning to start the game, Matt Forte went over from 3 yards out. Bears took the lead. Kyle Orton hit Jason McKee with a short pass to make it 14-0. And Forte with a 47-yard burst, accounting for the 3rd touchdown. 1st and 10. Orton with the play action and caught by Hester. And Devin Hester gets the first down into Ram territory to the 44, getting 18. Well, they give him, Devin Hester, a lot of respect here. Laying off him, respecting his speed deep, so they're giving him a cushion. He drives him off. Look, I mean, turns Ron Bartel all the way around. That's just bad defensive back play on one hand, but also good timing and a good game so far from Hester. And remember, Ty Hill out with a sprained knee in week 4, had knee surgery. So they have been thin in the secondary as well, the Rams. First down at the 45. Tight ends are out wide now as Orton is going for Olsen downfield, and a flag is down. And the pass is ruled incomplete. Olsen did not have control, according to the official. Very professional and calm and cool is Kyle Orton. And the Bears, the entire team respects that. Great touch shown in this game. Here's Peterson getting the inside handoff, breaks the tackle, and hard to bring down, and a first down inside the 30 by Adrian Peterson. 16 yards on the play. And right now, let's go to LA for a game break.
Well, the Lions once had a 17-0 lead over Tampa Bay, but being the Lions, they give it all back. Jeremy Stevens wide open, 24 yards on the touchdown pass from Jeff Garcia, and the Bucks now lead it 21-17. Back to Dick Baldy and Laura.
The Lions are making it difficult lately for some teams.
Well, you know, they're not laying down. They're much more competitive. Well, they're going to win a game. When is it going to be?
Here's the pitch to Peterson going off the left side, and the Rams coming up to meet him. And a gain of about 3. Will Witherspoon making the
play at that position, especially after the injury to Chris Williams, the rookie.
Second down and 13. And here is Orton. And Orton going up the middle, and the pass low for the intended receiver Desmond Clark. And that will bring up third down. Matt Forte, who scored 2 touchdowns and has 88 yards rushing. And getting a breather right now as Peterson has been in there.
Watch Kyle Orton at the end of this play, Dick. I mean, he's trying to avoid the rusher. This is still what bothers me. See, he picked that right foot up off the ground to try to protect it, and he couldn't get anything on the ball. You want that foot in the ground and throwing off it, torquing your hips, and he still can't do that type of throw.
Said he could do a little more this week than he did last week, but still not 100%. Third and 13 for the Bears on the 32 of the Rams, and the pass is caught by Clark, and down to the 25. It'll be fourth down, and we check in at halftime. We'll get a further report. First down at the 27. Green with the short drop and his pass over everybody, trying to get it to Dane Looker.
One of those areas of the game that the Rams actually have to be careful. You want to be aggressive. You'd love to take your shots like they did to Looker. But this is where the game has gotten away from them the last couple of weeks. Losses to the 49ers and the Jets, where they've made turnovers in this part of the field and given the opposition an easy chance to score before the half, just to kind of pile on.
And when you're out of the game, and they're not really out of it yet, but when you're that far behind, the running game goes to the back, and you become a one-dimensional team. And the defense, of course, knows it. Second down and 10, and that pass incomplete. Looker again, the intended receiver.
And you get 2 straight quick incompletions, the clock stops. So right now, Chicago thinking 3rd and 10. Let's get the stop and get the ball back to the offense.
And they have 1 timeout remaining,
sure.
Baldy.
I mean, you always want to work on your 2-minute drill, your speed game, any opportunity you get, because so many games get decided on that part of the game.
Trent Green, since he's come in, 6 of 12 for 71 yards. Third down and 10. And Green trying to get it to Torrey Holt, and that pass thrown out of bounds. Not much of an angle that time.
Composure. Jim Haslett trying to figure out what he was thinking about there.
First down on the Bear 47. First down and 55 seconds remaining as Kyle Orton will throw that one away as the Rams got a hand on Orton.
It's a smart play by Orton, though. Nobody open down the field under pressure. A lot of quarterbacks won't do that. It doesn't look good in the stat column. Just getting rid of that ball and not taking a negative play.
Second down and 10. Brandon Lloyd lines up to the bottom. He has not figured yet in any of the plays. And crossing pattern to Devin Hester does not get out of bounds as the clock continues to run after a 4-yard pickup. Bears still have 1 timeout left. And here is Orton. And stopping his route was Rasheed Davis downfield, and the pass incomplete. So following the penalty on the kick return, it'll be first down on the 15. And Trent Green handing off to Antonio Pittman, and there'll be a loss of 5 on the play. Alex Brown, remember he was shaken up, came out, and now back in there. Let's take a look at those who have contributed for the Rams on offense, and there they are. Stanley with 176 return yards. Pittman, 8 carries, 13 yards. So the Rams, who were down by 21 and unable to run the ball, and there's a pass to Torrey Holt. And Holt makes the reception, his second catch, and a pickup of 13. First down. Oh no, they're short because of that earlier penalty by a couple of yards.
You know, you mentioned Antonio Pittman, and of course Steve Jackson isn't in the game, and that's one area I think the Rams have to address, is they need a backup running back for Steven Jackson. I mean, he has missed 9 games over the last few years, and they've lost all 9 games. They simply do not have a guy that can replace him in this offense.
Third down and 2. And Trent Green completes the pass close to the first down to Pittman. Urlacher was all over him. Mike Brown, by the way, is out with a lower leg injury, and Craig Stelz, the rookie from LSU, has replaced him. And pressure on Green, goes up the middle and completes the pass to Pittman. And Pittman with a fine play after he caught the ball, short of the first down by 2 yards, but gave a good account of himself before Kevin Payne brought him down, and a gain of 13 for the Rams.
You know, when you're up 24-3, it's hard to maintain the focus, but there was just a bunch of missed tackles by the Bears on that play, which was reminiscent of how they played all day long against the Packers last week.
Kenneth Darby replacing Pittman in the backfield. Second down and 2. And here is Darby trying to go outside, but tripped up. And no gain on the play as Dvorak comes up to stop Kenneth Darby.
I think another guy that was in on that tackle was defensive tackle Marcus Harrison. He's a rookie from Arkansas. Did a good job of skating down the line of scrimmage here. And they need better play from their defensive tackles all the way around. And they think they have a guy in Harrison who is a very athletic, very intelligent player. And they're looking for guys right now that can spell Tommy Harris, that can give him a rotation. That time playing the 3 technique between the guard and the tackle.
Rams have 1 of 7 on third down conversions. They need 2 yards here, and the pass thrown behind Torrey Holt, incomplete, and it's fourth down. He's punted for an average of 53 yards, 60 on the last kick, sending Hester back. And here's Kyle Orton, and on the slant to Desmond Clark, the tight end, and he gets 4 yards, 6 yards make it.
Let's go back to the punt return here by Devin Hester, because he has done nothing that looks remotely special in the return game this year. And look at the separation he gets here when he catches this ball at the 7-yard line. I mean, any good returner in this league is going straight up the field, and you should gain a whole lot more yards than this. But I think with all the snaps he's taken at offense, that his legs are just dead. He doesn't look like he has near the burst that he had his first 2 years in this league.
Second down and 4, Matt Forte, and Forte will be knocked back for a loss of about a yard.
I mean, there he is on his 4 punt returns today, averaging just over 6 yards a carry. He was the most feared guy in this league for 2 straight years. In fact, teams used to tell us all the time, we're not going to punt to him. They had a game plan for him. And now teams aren't afraid to kick to him at all.
Gale Sayers had some comments about his performance. Now Matt Forte lined up as a receiver on third down and 5. And Orton gets his feet mixed up with his center, Olin Kreutz. Down he goes.
Special team play after special team play. They have backed themselves up this afternoon.
First down on the 31. Antonio Pittman next to Trent Green, the running back, and no chance for Trent Green to get anything going as Alex Brown. That'll be the 4th sack of the game by the Bears. They'll lose 9.
You know, we spent some time talking about Devin Hester and the problems he's had in the return game, but the sacrifice is he's been asked to do an awful lot of things on offense. Wildcat, reverses, receiving.
2nd down and 18, and the pass is caught by Dane Looker. So Dane Looker, who of course played under Mike Martz when he was here in St. Louis, and the 1st down up to the 45, picking up 21 yards, and the no huddle by the Rams, and they're sticking to it now.
And they actually overcame a bad play of the sack before by Alex Brown.
They line up 4 wide receivers, 2 on each side. Here's the pressure. The ball is tipped, and it's intercepted by Urlacher. Flag is down, and Brian Urlacher maybe has his 2nd interception in as many weeks, and a penalty marker down near midfield.
Urlacher trying to draw the center's block here, and he gets back into pass protection. He takes his eyes up on the ball. The ball's tipped. Lance Briggs, I mean, that's a 1-2 combination. 2 inside linebackers. Briggs gets the tip. Urlacher gets the interception. Briggs made that play with the pressure right off the edge, getting the tip on the ball.
Rams have 99 yards total to 266 for the Bears. 1st down on the Ram 35. Kyle Orton. And the pass is caught by Brandon Lloyd, his 1st catch of the game, and a tough one at that for 3 yards.
You know, Lloyd got off to a good start this year. People kind of questioned how he was going to fit into this offense. He played for Ron Turner at Illinois. They got him here this year, and then he got injured. And since the injury, he's really been persona non grata. So he's back there now and trying to work his way back into the mix here.
Returned last week, had that sprained knee. There is Hester lined up to the right on 2nd down and 7. And the handoff to Forte, busting up the middle, gets tripped up and close to the 1st down near the 25 by Pisa Tino Isamoa. As Baldy mentioned, the Bears next week play at Minnesota. And then 3 straight home games against the Jaguars, the Saints, and of course a big one against the Green Bay Packers in the return engagement before they finish the season at Houston. 3rd down and 1. Forte with the 1st down. Gets to about the 23.5.
Forte is a good inside runner. He has a real good feel for where the cracks are. Ron Turner here, the offensive coordinator, getting the next play out. It's like you get the play out, then you relax. He has 10 seconds.
It's an easy day, isn't it?
Yeah, you know, we'll see what happens the next play. You come back there as a bad play, he may not look so relaxed.
And an injured Ram coming off the field. Dayanju, number 94. 1st down on the 23. And Orton to throw. And his pass to Hester is knocked away. Good play by Ron Bartel. Getting a hand on that pass to Hester, who was well covered in the end zone.
Well, they ran the post. The post right in front of Bartel here. And you get a good double here from the safety, Corey Chavis, 25. Nice play by Bartel. Where you like to have that bigger receiver where you can just kind of shield yourself. I mean, Devin's never going to give you that with his small size.
But it shows the attention that he draws as a wide receiver. Here is Forte. And Forte nearing the 100-yard mark for the 3 defensive linemen for the Rams on 3rd down and 7. They send Forte, the running back, wide to the left. And the pass is thrown low, intended for Forte. So 4th down coming up. Ball on a 1st down on the 19. And the pass is caught by Torrey Holt. Torrey.
The fact that the team continues to break down.
Second down and 20. And Trent Green going deep. And the pass is picked off by Charles Tillman as he covered Donnie Avery. Textbook coverage by Tillman. And the Bears will get it back at the 6-yard line. But 101 on the ground. Second down and 12. In his end zone, Kyle Orton's pass nearly intercepted. Rasheed Davis. Ball is on the 9. And Orton flips it. And Matt Forte still on his feet. Another penalty marker down. And Forte close to the first down. He had to get it to the 17 or 16 and a half.
Well, take a look here at Chris Long. He actually gets a chance to rush the quarterback. There's a good arm under move here against John St. Clair. Gets his hand on the jersey, a hand that he broke earlier in the season, but the hand is getting stronger. He gets the jersey of Orton. And all Orton could do is just flip this ball out here and to Matt Forte, the safety valve. But again, a bad defensive play, a hold by Chavis, gives him an automatic first down.
7-yard gain, first down. And Adrian Peterson going up the middle. Crosses the 20-yard line and gets 6 or 7 yards. Under a minute and a half remaining in the third quarter, and the Rams coming in. They had lost their first 4 games of the year. Scott Linehan became the coach. Linehan fired, and Jim Haslett becoming the head coach. Very impressive win against Washington, then again Dallas, and now on their way to losing their 5th in a row.
Great win against Washington. Washington was playing as well as anybody when they went there and won that game.
2nd and 4. And the pass Peterson. And he manages to hold on as we go to LA for a game break. And here's Kurt Menefee.
Well, Baldy was talking about great wins. If the Jets can hang on, this would be a huge one in Tennessee. Brett Favre hooking up with Lavernius Coles. And right now, the Jets have a 20-3 lead over the currently undefeated Titans in the third quarter. Dick, Baldy, and Laura.
Isn't it interesting? Brett Favre goes to the Jets, and now Chad Pennington goes to the Dolphins, and both teams benefit. So the Jets big time today, maybe.
We'll look at Aaron Rodgers tomorrow night in New Orleans for Green Bay. 3rd
down and 5, and on the end around, Rasheed Davis, and the Rams are all over that one. And that
third quarter, Bears up 27-3.
And the flip going to Kenneth Darby, and Darby, couple of yard gain. Mark Anderson, who's up front along with Anthony Adams for the Bears, a 3-yard pickup for Darby, who was signed in week 6. Came off of the Atlanta Falcons practice squad, and earlier they spotted him at Tampa Bay on the practice squad there. And shaken up as Nathan Vasher as he comes off. Mike Brown with a lower leg injury was shaken up earlier. And Corey Graham has gone in for Vasher. 2nd down and 7. Green goes down. Tommy Harris. And another sack for the Bears. Their 5th of the game.
Well, Dick, we asked the Bears yesterday if last week, there's Tommy Harris coming in from the left side from the 3 technique, if last week's loss to Green Bay was a wake-up call. And the defensive line has certainly woke up today. So they've been their best pass rushing performance of the year here today.
Well, how about last week? Thanks to Ryan Grant, the Packers rushing for 200 yards against the Bears. Today only 3 yards, and it was 0 just a couple of moments ago. So 3rd down and 12 for Trent Green, and on the screen pass to Darby. Darby getting a couple of blocks. Good play by Darby, and he gets the first down out to the 35. A gain of 15, moving the sticks for the Rams.
Sometimes you have to look at a play where maybe you didn't do your best job, but you got to get up off the ground and hustle. Watch Tommy Harris here. Rush against Richie Incognito. Gets thrown to the ground on the screen, but now watch him get up. And when the Bears are playing good football, you get back and you get back into the play. And Tommy Harris made that tackle from behind. That's a good play.
From the 35, Green with time, and Anthony Beck with his first catch of the game, and the Rams with another first down out to the 46. They get 11 on that play.
You know, when Lovie Smith was the defensive coordinator for the Rams, he led the league in takeaways. They had 46 takeaways in 2003. And talking to Lovie yesterday, they had 21 for the Bears coming into yesterday. And he always likes to look at the end of the season. He likes to see 40. 40 is what they're targeting. And today with a couple, they got a chance to get there by the end of the season.
In rhythm, no huddle is working for the Rams on this series as Torrey Holt. And 3 straight first downs by the Rams. They get it out to the 36-yard line of the Bears, and 18 yards with Corey Graham defending the veteran receiver.
Well, Trent Green, when given time, he can still sling it. He still gets the ball out of his hands with a pretty pass. He hasn't had many opportunities to drop back today and not be swarmed by a good Bear pass rush this afternoon.
Keenan Burton, the rookie, to the top of your picture on first down at the 36. Forcing the play, and it's picked up nicely. And this pass caught by Burton. And close to the first down. And right now, let's go to Kurt Menefee, game break in L.A.
Well, we've got Philadelphia and Baltimore, and this is the Ravens' Jameel McClain blocking the punt for safety. Ravens lead at 12-7, but Dick and Boldy, the story of this game, Donovan McNabb has been benched by Andy Reid to start the second half. McNabb turned the ball over 3 times in the first half.
Not a good week for Donovan McNabb.
No, he learned the overtime rule, and he still was benched here in this game. Not playing well at all right now.
2nd and 2, and Green finds Beck, who cannot hold on. Incomplete pass, and a solid hit that time by Charles Tillman, who, as an interception earlier, jarred the ball loose.
Nice play by Charles Tillman here, just timing this hit on the safety valve throw to Beck on the outside. Helmet right on the ball. Not many corners in this league better at stripping the ball from the receiver.
There is Nathan Vasher heading for the locker room. Remember, he had the broken right wrist. He has a thumb injury here. Rams on the 28, 3rd down and 2. And the flip a little bit too high for Pittman. 2 on the 28-yard line of the Bears. Green in trouble, and the second effort may get him the first down as he lunges forward toward the 20. Trent Green has an open receiver. It's Kenneth Darby out of the backfield. He picks up about 8 yards on the play with Nick Roach making the play. Rams looking for their first touchdown of the game. They had some opportunities and a missed field goal. As for the Bears, it's been frankly a breather for them today.
A breather, yet after last week's debacle and meltdown in Green Bay, they'd love to keep the Rams out of the end zone here today.
2nd down and 2, and here's Darby, and he is hit hard, and leading the way is Lance Briggs, who hits him first and a loss of 2 yards. Well, the Bears were healthy coming in. Lovie Smith said that, but there have been some injuries. Alex Brown did come back into the game. And there's Desmond Clark, who had to leave. Nathan Vasher had to leave, and Mike Brown with a lower leg injury. So the Bears are not going to come out of this as healthy as they did coming in. 3rd and 4 at the 20. And the pass is tipped and intercepted if the ball did not touch the ground. The rule incomplete. Injuries. First down at the 14 for Kyle Orton. Under pressure, and the pass incomplete. Devin Hester, the target.
Well, a few times the Rams were able to get pressure on Kyle Orton today and affect that throw. Does Hester need a new glove? Yeah.
You can wear one out, huh?
Yeah, he just wore that glove out.
It's shredded.
It'd be hard to catch you with a shredded glove.
Brandon Lloyd will replace him for at least this play. To the bottom of your picture. And here's Forte. Matt Forte with a burst. And adding to his 101 yards rushing to this point, gets to the 33-yard line and add 18 to his total.
It's been an impressive rookie class of running backs in this league, Dick, and you can't have that discussion about who's the best this year without talking about Matt Forte and what he's meant to this Bears offense and how strong he gets as the game goes on.
And how long have they been looking for a running back? Cedric Benson was here
since Neil Anderson.
Hand off again to Forte. And Forte brings it out to the 38-yard line. Getting 5 more. Close to 6.
Well, the thing that makes him so valuable is his versatility. The fact that he is such a good receiver, that he can actually line up, play receiver, beat cornerbacks in this league. Like Devin Hester got a new glove. Small, though, aren't they? Thing fits tight.
Brandon Rideau recently signed, wide to the left on second down. And the pass downfield incomplete. Lloyd was the intended receiver. Talking about Forte, he's on a pace to join Walter Payton, the great Walter Payton, the Hall of Famer, Neil Anderson, as the only Bears with 1,000 yards rushing and 50 catches in a season.
Well, let's take a look at what Matt Forte has looked like today. 13-yard touchdown run in the first quarter. Shredding the interior of the Rams defense most of the game. 47-yarder straight up the middle, broke a couple of tackles for the second of his 2 touchdowns.
And a first down as Matt Forte, who needed 1 yard to beat his season's high, picks up 5 yards here. 126 was his season's high, and now with 18 carries, now has 130 yards on the day.
See, there was a lot of maintenance after every run. You got to take the mouthpiece out. You got to fit
Tate.
Been a good day for the guys up front, too. Tate and Beekman. Olin Kreutz has led a number of those runs right up the middle. Roberto Garza over at right guard. John Tate helping his team out, going over to right tackle with the injury to Fred Miller.
Second down and 17. Devin Hester, new gloves and all, lines up to the left, but looking right is Orton. And it's tipped in the air and incomplete. Rasheed Davis was the intended receiver, and O.J. Atogwe was looking for the pick. Third down and 17 for the Bears. You talked about the Vikings playing Jacksonville. You mentioned Green Bay and New Orleans tomorrow night. Those are the games that the Bears and their fans, and right now Minnesota leads 23-10. Matt Forte, the workhorse today without question, gets 4 yards. Tino Isamosa makes the tackle for Trent Green. And here comes the rush, and it's picked off by Lance Briggs. And the second interception of the game for Briggs. And the 4th for the Chicago Bears, returns it 8 yards to the 15.
And I tell you, Trent Green never saw Lance Briggs on that interception.
Well, Bob Babich has seen his defense come through with sacks and interceptions today in a big way.
He's like, where were those last week? We needed those last week up in Green Bay.
So congrats on the sideline for the Bears defense. Garrett Wolf, the 5'7" running back, is into the game and will carry on first down. And he gets to the 13-yard line. Well, we said at the beginning of this game, and it was Lovie Smith, it's going to be a race to the finish. Who's going to get there? With 3 teams tied at 5-5 in the NFC North. Bears will win this game. Minnesota on the road next week, and then 3 home games, including Green Bay.
Yeah, and then what a rematch that game is next week with Minnesota. Just a few weeks ago, 48-41. Bears winning in Chicago.
Second down and 8, and here is Orton to McKee, and the ball is lost in play, and the fumble recovered by the Rams. The third quarterback of the day for the Rams. First down on the 5, and Kenneth Darby with good piece of running picks up about 9 on first down. So here's Brock Berlin as Mark Bulger knocked out of the game in the first quarter. Came out after he was sacked by Ogunlia. Trent Green completed 16 of 30 passes for 219 yards, but threw 4 interceptions. A couple of them were tipped.
Yeah. Brock Berlin made his only start in the NFL a year ago against the Cincinnati Bengals. The Rams lost that game, but he didn't play poorly in that game.
Darby on the carry. You know, it's interesting talking to Jim Haslett, and upbeat as he was when we talked to him on Friday. He says, you know, we're very similar to what the Jets were almost where we were last year, and you don't have to make a million moves to improve your team.
No, he said, you know, like the Jets, you know, they got a nose tackle, they got a pass rusher, and the big guy that everybody wanted in this league, they got Alan Faneca to really cement the offensive line. And that's a guy that a lot of people were after, and they need a guy like that on the offensive line to take charge.
Third down and 1, and Darby getting the first down. And look what the Jets have done, a contender in the division, and of course on the brink perhaps of sending the Tennessee Titans to their first loss of the season.
Of course, getting Brett Favre really gave that that whole city and that whole franchise a tremendous buzz and lift, and now it really looks like the last few weeks he's really fit in and really elevated the entire offense's performance.
First down on the 16 of the Rams. And there is Brock Berlin. And going deep to his rookie wide receiver, Keenan Burton, but well covered by Corey Graham.
Corey Graham's had just a good afternoon today. Special teams wise, he's been good. He's been good when he's gotten a chance to cover. He's a guy that's competing for that right cornerback position with the injuries and Nathan Vasher in and out of the lineup. And he's getting valuable experience now.
Mark Bulger started, then Trent Green and Brock Berlin spent time with the Dolphins, the Cowboys, and also NFL Europe in Hamburg. And this off the hands of Joe Kloffenstein, the tight end, and it'll be third down and 10.
Now, watching the Rams the last month, Dick, it looks like they need a whole lot more help than what the Jets had. But this, it can't turn around quickly in this league. You need to get the offensive line together. I mean, right now they can't function as an offense. They can't protect. They're not opening up holes. They need Steven Jackson for 16 games. They need the horse in there. They're just a much better team, more sound. Everybody looks better when he's healthy and running the ball.
And they need a good backup. I mean, most teams need 2 good running backs, even when you have a good one like Jackson if he's healthy. Third down and 10 with plenty of time, and the pass to Darby, and well short of the first down as Lance Briggs makes
comfortable advantage right now and on pace for his 3rd MVP.
First down, and Garrett Wolf carries about 4 yards, and right now the Giants at 9-1 would be the #1 seed even with 6 weeks to go, and the Arizona Cardinals would be the 3rd seed right now. They're 1 game behind Carolina, and of course the champion of the NFC North at this point, the 5-5 with 3 teams, would be the #4 seed.
And for Arizona, I mean, it's simply the biggest game in that organization's history in the last 30 years right now. I mean, they've been gearing themselves up for this, and I think they're ready to take on this challenge.
Second down and 7. Kyle Orton quarterbacking all the way. Here's Wolf, and he goes down. So to bring you up to date on this game, Kyle Orton, again, not making the mistake and very efficient today. Touchdown pass, and the game of the year for Matt Forte, 146 total yards, 132 on the ground, and 2 scores. Devin Hester an active game, and Mark Bulger injured in the first series, and the rest of the Rams. And it'll be third down and 7. And He'll take a knee right here. So a convincing victory today, and the Bear fans dressed in their orange and blue cheer. 5 quarterback sacks for the Bears defense, 4 interceptions, including 2 by Lance Briggs, and the Rams holding, or the Bears holding the Rams to only 14 yards rushing. And the final score here in St. Louis, the Bears